Pep Talk UK once again over the festive period, and we're going to talk about the fight of the year. A very interesting topic, and I'm delighted to be joined by, once again, my man, Dirty Harry.
How's it going? You okay?
I'm good. That's a solid fist.
Yeah.
Bloody hell,
Years
mate.
of boxing.
Yeah. Hey, don't mess with this man. You know what I mean? He's a really solid guy. So, fight of the year. Obviously, a lot of people being on the blogs and the forums, they've been talking about the fight that encapsulated them the most, the fight that they enjoyed the most for technical reasons, for drama, for excitement. I need to know from you, the big man, what was your fight of 2019?
Do you know, it's one of those ones where I had to really think about this when we kind of mentioned it, because it's been a really good year for boxing. I think the heavyweight scene hasn't quite delivered what we wanted in some ways, but every other division's just gone above and beyond. A few have come close, but on a personal level, hands down, it's got to be Prograis versus Taylor.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That was an interesting fight, yeah.
That was I was there live. That fight for me delivered on absolutely everything I could have asked for. Just in terms of the atmosphere, the quality of boxing. Both fighters left everything in the ring. Sometimes you watch a fight and you think, oh, so-and-so didn't really deliver, or hang on, that didn't really live up to the hype. This was one where I walked away from there just so appreciative of the night of boxing I'd seen from those two men. They were just unreal. Back and forth, so close in terms of, who's going to win this round, because Prograis won the last round, but Taylor's going to, and then it was just so entertaining. What did you make of it?
Like you, I was there on the night, and it was very much a very close fight. On the night itself, I thought Josh Taylor ringside was absolutely he was great tonight. But I rate Josh Taylor highly. I always have done.
Yeah.
Particularly from when he had that fight with Hora Davis, that's when a lot of people took note of how good he actually was. But since that moment, he's flourished, and I thought he was exceptional on the night itself, and the whole card that night, especially that fight, Prograis versus Taylor, was it was a great fight. I'm just trying to, when I talk about fight of the year, I try and look at the fights that I was actually there to watch, because for me there's a massive difference between watching a fight at home and in the arena. And for me, my fight of the year is on the quality of boxing, and also the atmosphere that night when you're in the arena. And I believe Prograis versus Taylor had a lot of very dramatical moments in the fight, twists and turns left and right.
Everything was just edge of your seat. But like you were saying about the atmosphere, I was blown away by it. You had the O2 was just a mix of people, but you obviously had loads of Scots there. We had a Scottish guy sitting next to us who was just getting into it, singing out every single song you could imagine. He'd come down from Glasgow for it. He was buying us drinks. He was just going. He got me caught up in it as well. I went there just to appreciate the boxing. It was my birthday as well, so it was like, birthday night, watch what I thought might have been the fight of the year. It turned out to be that.
But some people would, a lot of people on the blogs, like I said, we both read the blogs. We both check out what people say online, and a lot of people will say, well, Daenerys versus Anu was spectacular fight as well.
Very close second. But the thing is, I wasn't there. I know that what I saw with my that's one of those fights where I will turn around in 10-15 years time and be very proud to say I was there.
It's a great fight.
I was there. I saw that. Nonito Daenerys was an awesome fight as well. I mean, I was so impressed that Daenerys still had it in him to still keep going, because if you remember, that was meant to be, really that final was meant to be Ryan Burnett and Inoue.
The injury,
the injury happened, and I think I was looking at Daenerys like, well,
is he shot?
He's been gifted this really, because Frampton dealt with him, and Burnett I thought was going to win. It was a matter of time. It was a bit back and forth in the beginning, and then Burnett's back went, and it was okay, but Daenerys pulled something out the bag that night and really turned the clock back and showed he's got something about him still. And then Inoue comes out and he answered a lot of questions that were previously unanswered. Like, has he got a chin? Can he take a punch? Can he come back if he feels that he's losing a round? Can he rally? Has he got heart? And he answered all of that for me. I wish I was there, and it was a close second. But as I say, I mean, watching Prograis Taylor, seeing, you know, Josh Taylor was so much bigger than Prograis on the night. But Prograis still stood there and took his best punches and gave back. It wasn't like he went into his shell and tried to tire out the bigger man, or it was like, no, let's stand, let's go for it. Let's your best against my best, and let's see who comes out of this on top. It was sometimes you see a big fight and you see someone go up to the next level off the back of it, which I think Josh Taylor did that night. He's now gone up the next level in terms of status in the sport.
Risen massively.
Exactly. Yep. But normally what happens then is the other guy has to go do a rebuild job and come back and establish himself. A great example would be Anthony Joshua, Dylan White, where Dylan White lost. He had to go rebuild, figure things out, and now he's a pay-per-view star, chasing at the heels of Joshua in terms of status and prestige. But Prograis, I don't think... I wouldn't want to see him in a final eliminator after that fight. I'd like to see him go straight back into a world title fight, because he was that good, which I think speaks for the quality of boxing that was on, and the performance put in by both men was just absolutely unreal.
Yeah, you said you was there that night. On the actual night itself, without watching it back at home, who did you think won the fight? Because it's very subjective, yeah? I must admit, from my point of view, in that night, being there in attendance, I thought Josh Taylor won the fight.
Yeah.
However, a couple of days afterwards, I watched the fight again. And I wasn't so convinced. I thought it was a lot closer, and actually I edged it to Prograis.
Really?
Shout out Josh Taylor, great fight. Great fighter, so shall I say. But when I watched it on TV, I had Prograis winning.
See, I think I was...
But it's a toss-up, isn't it?
I was watching it, and sometimes when you watch a fight, or when I watch a fight, I find that I watch the action unfold and I quite clearly have the winner in my head of each round, and I know kind of who's ahead on the cards throughout the fight. In that fight, I kind of almost lost track. And I had to do that gut feel. Like, okay, I've not scored this 7-5 to Taylor. I was in my mind, I was like, I think Taylor won that. But it was such a war, such an intense, close... Again, I really struggle to put it into words, so like, having a video on it is quite difficult. But I had it Taylor winning. I watched it back. I watched the highlights, and I think it kind of reinforced to me that what I saw was beautiful boxing. In that Prograis made a great account of himself, but still watching it back, I had Taylor winning. I was really of that mindset of he did more than enough. He did what he had to do, but that doesn't take away from Prograis. Just because I'm so impressed with his performance doesn't mean I then gift him the decision in my mind. Great fighter, great fight. Taylor was still my winner.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say both fighters were winners on the night. I mean, to be fair, I would pay to see it again. You know,
yeah,
gladly, pay-per-view. I know Chisora, prior to the fight, said, you know, him versus Parker should have been main event.
Yeah.
And it's funny, because that fight, Prograis Taylor, was a hell of a fight. Kelly Silent said it would be, and we were served up an excellent World Boxing Super Series final. And part 2, let us know. Would you like to see part 2? Let us know what your fight of the year would be, also as well. And massive big up to Regis Prograis, who bought his mum a house for Christmas, yeah? Probably in the back of the purse, some of the purse for that fight.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what mums are for, right?
Do you know what, that's the thing as well. I think Prograis, is a really nice guy. And have you heard his story about Hurricane Katrina and having to go?
Yeah, moving from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Shout out Lil Wayne from New Orleans as well. Birdman, they're all from New Orleans, and they had to move elsewhere because of what happened.
And the fact that I was listening to a podcast and an interview he gave that was so candid and heartwarming, where he talks about his life, about how he left New Orleans with his grandma, and he literally left with 2 shirts and 3 pairs of boxers.
Wow.
Wow. And to hear how he then moved to Texas and he had to fit in and try and adjust, and then he found boxing, and then to see that sort of, knowing all of that, and then watching him make that ring walk where he's got, his son comes out as a little mini Rougarou.
Came out with Melt PR, big up Melt PR as well, that's my girl there.
And it was, if he'd have won, I'd have been so happy for him, but it was one of those where it's not like I'm unhappy for him now, that he's like, I'm not like, oh, I'm done with Regis Prograis. Like, he will come again, and I will, if he's ever fighting in the UK again, I will happily part with my money to go see him live. He's one of those fighters where, when I talk with my friends and we're trying to map out what shows we go to and what fighters are on our little list of who we need to see, Prograis on there for them, in terms of, if you haven't seen him, you have to watch him fight live. If he's on a show and it's on at 2 a.m. or 5 a.m, whatever it is, because it's in the US, like, it's worth staying up for and watching, because he is insanely talented, and just a really nice guy as well, for everything he's done for his family, giving back to his community, and being a role model, a real role model in the sport.
We need more of those, but that's the fight of the year for 2019. You heard it from the big man himself, Dirty Harry, and we'd like to wish the viewers well. And remember, subscribe to Pep Talk UK. Join us in 2020, where we hope to have more of Dirty Harry on the show and in videos. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. Pep Talk UK, Pro Beez, Dirty Harry.
Happy New Year, guys.